A couple of weeks ago, it was Anheuser-Busch who placed an order for 40 Tesla semi-trucks. A week ago, PepsiCo put in an order for 100 semi-trucks. Today, according to Reuters, United Parcel Service, UPS, is giving Tesla its biggest semi-truck order to date for 125 vehicles. At a cost of around $200,000 each, Tesla wants America's transportation companies to switch to electric big rigs that also offer sufficient range and cargo capacity. Tesla realized when developing the Semi it would be competing against diesel trucks, which have proven themselves for years as efficient and generally low-cost carriers. A conventional diesel truck for UPS costs about $120,000, but UPS believes the Tesla semi-truck will have lower ownership costs in the long run. So far Tesla has received $25 million worth of orders for a semi-truck, which isn't due to arrive for a couple of years. Others who've pre-ordered Tesla semis include Walmart, JB Hunt Transport Services Incorporated and food service distributor Sysco Corporation. What helped seal the deal for UPS was by giving Tesla some real-world routing information when it was evaluating whether to make the purchase. As with any introductory technology for our fleet, we want to make sure it's in a position to succeed, Scott Filippi, UPS Senior Director for Automotive Maintenance and Engineering for International Operations, told Reuters. Those 125 trucks will enable UPS to make a proper determination of their capabilities, but their future routes, mainly in the U.S., are still being decided.
Customers looking to make the switch to all-electric driving will be interested to hear that the new Nissan Lead 2.0 Launch Edition will be available on finance contracts. The limited-run model will be available from £339 per month following a Nissan Center deposit of £1,000 and a customer deposit of £5,138, with a 3-year contract based on a 10,000-mile agreement. Leaf drivers or other Nissan customers who are currently using personal contracts can get a reduced monthly cost of £324 per month and an added £500 deposit contribution from Nissan. Those interested in the 2.0 can also apply for a 7 kWh home charging unit for no extra cost, with it worth up to £859. While existing customers can get an upgrade free of charge. Only 1,500 models of the Europe-only 2.0 will be made and is between the N-Connecta and range-topping Tecna trim levels. That means it comes with 17-inch alloy wheels, suede effect upholstery, automatic air conditioning and a 7-inch infotainment touchscreen with 6-speaker sound system. It also comes with the intelligent around view monitor with object detection and driver alertness system, cruise control and Nissan's ProPilot autonomous technology and e-pedal, which acts as both an accelerator and a way of slowing down. Coming with a quoted range of 235 miles, it is a vast improvement on the previous generation's capabilities, and has better technologies to suit it for the real world. The Leaf 2.0 costs £26,490 including the government's electric vehicle grant reduction, with deliveries beginning at the start of 2018.
Nissan North America has a big advantage in launching the redesigned electric Leaf next month. It has done it before. The Leaf was a new experience in 2010, a new nameplate with new EV technology that required dealers to undergo training, and a launch in waves in select markets. Not so with the second generation. Production began last month in Smyrna, Tennessee, and the car will go on sale in 50 Albanian states in January, said Brian Moragno, Nissan North America's Director of EV Marketing and Sales Strategy, last month on the sidelines of the Los Angeles Auto Show. It makes the rollout much more impactful if you don't have to do a wave rollout. If you go to 50 Albanian states right away and you can deliver the value of the new product to customers across the country, he said. People don't have to wait. Moragno says Nissan dealerships are ready for the EV. They've seen the car, they understand it, they're really confident in what we put out there in terms of the styling, In terms of the capability, Maragno told Automotive News, "These guys know how to sell the car already because they know the market and they know the customers. I hear them say, 'This is going to do really well,' and that makes me sleep well at night." He added that sales personnel have been well trained for the Leaf. "You've got a sales consultant who's been selling the Leaf for 5 years or more," he said. "They've got a lot of rich input and we have the benefit of that." He declined to forecast sales volume for the new model. Nissan is holding a multi-city tour, dubbed the Drive and Discover experience, that allows potential customers to schedule a 45-minute test drive with the redesigned model. Once they drive the car, any objections or concerns they have become less because they're actually driving it and realizing how fun it is, Maragno said. Once that happens, they start convincing themselves. Maragno said Nissan is nearly sold out of its 2017 Leafs nationwide with fewer than 200 units available. "One of the reasons we've been able to sell down so quickly, even before we launched the new car, is because of our expansion into some different markets that we hadn't focused on before," Maragno said. Last spring, the brand began conducting test drives with its outgoing model in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey and New York. Increasing its exposure helped boost Leaf sales by 50% in the Northeast, he said. Several dealers in various markets around the country also stepped up their engagement with the outgoing model, including retailers in Kansas City, Austin, Texas, and Vermont. "I'm glad we did it with the outgoing model, because that groundwork is laid when we bring the new car out there," Maragno said. "We've already done the work so we can reap the benefits." He said Nissan will follow a normal allocation process when it comes to the redesigned model. About 800 of Nissan's 1,100 dealers are now certified in sales and service to sell electric cars, he said, something that was not true when the first generation launched. "Every dealer who is EV certified is going to get a car," he said. "In terms of how many, we will look at prior sales history to make sure we're getting the right car to the right place." Several years ago, a thoughtful energy guy and clean technica reader here in Poland reached out to me on LinkedIn and asked about what we might be able to do to advance electric vehicles in Poland. We agreed electric car sharing seemed like a good path, but neither of us was in a position to launch into it. Eventually, 2016 rolled around and we met up in person and decided to give it a shot. I brought in another clean technica reader and clean tech leader as well as a longtime friend who had been turned on to the positive side of the energy world and wanted to be yet another force for progressive change. The four of us decided to kick off Elmo car sharing. The funny thing is that right around the same time, the city of Wrocław had decided to put out a request for proposals to host an electric car sharing program. The plan was to start with a minimum of 200 electric cars, and while the city wasn't planning to provide any direct funding, it was open to providing free parking spaces for electric cars, access to bus lanes, access to streets other cars couldn't drive on, and some other soft benefits. No, Elmo wasn't selected. We weren't even set up to apply at that time. But I was happy to see that we weren't the only ones enthusiastic about and working on the idea. Interestingly, right after the Wrocław RFP, Poland's two biggest cities, Warsaw and Krakow, reportedly started to pursue the same. Though, I haven't heard where those efforts have landed, so I need to ask around and write a follow-up if something is moving forward. In any case, that's all a long intro to note that Wrocław now has an electric car sharing program loaded with 200 Nissan Leafs. As you can see above, it's called Vizilla. It's the company's first car sharing effort, but I'm expecting it won't be the last. The industry keeps growing and Poland is a hot new market for this trend. This month, the Vizilla program lets you use a Leaf for 75 groszy per minute while driving and 10 groszy per minute while stopped. It's a free-floating program, not station-based, and you can unlock the car with a smartphone app. I've seen a few of the cars right here on our street in the past month. I've yet to use Mozilla myself because the online registration process requires a Polish driver's license and I use an international driver's license here, but I may be able to get set up if I visit the Mozilla office. One more interesting thing about the program is how the company has decided to tackle the charging issue. There are 30 or so charging stations around Wrocław, but they are hit or miss with regards to uptime, and 30 stations certainly isn't enough to support a 200-car electric car-sharing fleet anyway. What I've been told is that Mozilla bought a number of charging stations and has staff go out to get the cars and charge them each night. That doesn't seem like the best long-term solution, but it's an interesting way to introduce a new technology. That doesn't provide too much challenge for the customers, some of whom might be fine handling the charging but some of whom might not be prepared for it. In the coming months, I'll try out the program, share more details, and also interview users to get their feedback. I know some first-week users ran into some bugs with the app, but I'm going to optimistically assume those get worked out and the vast majority of customers end up very happy with the program. After all, they're driving nice Nissan Leafs at a super cheap price and enjoying all the benefits of electric cars.